Hello and welcome again to Oscar Mike Radio. Oscar Mike Radio is about advocating for veterans in our military. Oscar Mike Radio is part of the Hoobazoo network. You can find out more on hoobazoo.com. So it's 2022. This is like the first or second show. I think it's going to be the second show of 2022. We're starting off with a bang, boom, on the move. We are Oscar Mike with U.S. Army veteran Brian Gibson of Operating Base FOB Rush. Brian, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. This is a great opportunity for me. I'm honored to be speaking with you, man. You do great work.
Oh, appreciate it. And you're doing great work in Southern Illinois, Kentucky area with Operating FOB Rush. And I kind of wanted to talk to you. We've been trying to do this. I have had some issues this year. As you know, you've been watching those videos, but we're talking now, and you're trying to do something that is not done a whole lot anymore. So I don't want to spoil it for everybody. Would you just kind of tell us what Operating Base FOB Rush is, what you're trying to do with the police, sir?
Well, Forward Operating Base Rush first is named after Sergeant Courtney Rush of the United States Air Force. She lost the fight to the demons January 3rd, 2012. Our biggest thing is we want to put a big dent in that veteran suicide number. And how do we do that? We want to provide hope to our brothers and sisters. We formed in 2018, 2019, we just get rolling. And then good old 2020 hit. We all know how that happened, right?
Yeah, because you were getting some real momentum with and then COVID really, we'll talk about that. So go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but in the height of that, we had 20 acres and a 10,000 square foot building donated to our mission. Donated. This is $350,000 worth of stuff that this beloved organization went, we're not using it. We believe in your mission here.
And they just gave it to you.
Yeah.
So what do you do when that happens? That doesn't happen very often, Brian.
What do I do? Well, let's see, 26 years, United States Army, combat medic, multiple combat tours. There's not a lot that takes the wind out of my sails. That did.
I would imagine so.
But I went back to my board, went, hey, they want to donate all this. And I love my one board buzz, great guy, right? He goes, can we afford to do this? I went, nope. He goes, then why are we doing it? I said, because I'm not going to take 20 acres and a 10,000 square foot donation and not do something with it.
You'd rather have it and figure out what to do with it than just turn it down because it sounds very military-esque, Brian, to say, you know what, there's fine, that's the objective, we're going to meet it.
Again, that's it. After digging into the building and figuring this all out, here at Forward Operating Base Rush, we're going to be able to take in 12 single veterans.
Okay.
And this is what sets us apart. 2 veterans with their families for up to a year.
Now, you had told me about that. Now, let's talk about that. You had, because we've been talking back and forth for like a year and a half now, and that was one of the real key differences I picked up on. A lot of veterans, homeless centers that I deal with, it's only the veteran. You got a family and you're in trouble, sorry. What prompted you to focus on offering something for the family rather than just single veterans? Because someone could say, well, you know what, I'm going to take the family out and stack in 4 to 6 more veterans. So why focus on the family?
Well, that all started with a phone call in 2019.
Okay.
Right, we're getting our momentum. I get a phone call from a veteran out in California. One of the many phone calls I get every day, but he goes, are you guys real? Yeah, we're real. And he goes, what do you offer? So, well, this is what we want to offer. And he goes, so you're not up and running? I went, no, not yet. And after a long discussion, chasing that rabbit down the hole, right? Because veterans are proud and they don't want to talk about their problems. Go figure.
Yeah, yeah.
He goes, come to find out, this veteran, 80% disabled,
Okay.
living in a minivan with a wife and 3 kids. Now, we got him help through our network. But that's when I went back to my board and said, guess what? We're doing families. Why? There's a need. Yes, we're even going to house families of a veteran that comes to this program while they go into the 30, 60, 90-day detox. We don't do the detox. We have somebody else that does that. But their family is going to be secure. They're going to have food, shelter. Their family is going to be safe.
Okay.
So that veteran can go to those programs and not worry about where they getting their next meal. Are the rent being paid? They get to worry about, I need to get better.
When you're going through this, what's been the response to what you're trying to do in the community and in the veteran community?
Well, the majority of the response is, oh, you're like every other nonprofit begging for money. Well, that's part of being a nonprofit, is raising funds.
Right.
Right. And I know I'm rough. I know I'm a little bit pushy, but I believe in this cause.
So, and that's a very interesting thing. Why do you believe in this so strongly? Because, I've seen you in other programs, Mark Peterson's Patriots Project, and you talked about some of the challenges. And some people would quit or say, you know what, this is just, but there's a real drive, you are driven about this, Brian. What drives you to go through all this?
Well, this is a little bit about me, and
Okay.
you've probably heard it out there, but I bet some of your listeners haven't. I was a combat medic. I've seen the worst things man can do to man. I self-medicated with alcohol up until the point where I had a 45 in my mouth. And I got a phone call from a brother veteran who was going through some issues, and I guess it was the medic in me, because he asked, what are you doing tomorrow? And literally, I had no plans. And he invited me down to this little pink building in Paducah, and God saved my life. And this is how I know God has a sense of humor, because he started a biker church in a pink building. Go figure. So my life was saved, and I was getting my life back together, and everything. Okay, cool. 6 years ago, I get a phone call from the wife of one of my best buds. 3 tours together. You know who I'm talking about? That guy that, here's my kids, watch them. Oh, here's my wife. Yeah, you can have her. Yeah, we're that, like that. You know how it is. Yeah. His wife calls me in a panic. Doc, what do I do? What do I do, Doc? What do I do? Take a breath. I need to know what's wrong. He's hanging in the garage. That's why I'm so driven. Because Tim Tinsky was the tipping point. I've lost more of my brothers and sisters to suicide than I've lost in multiple combat tours. That's why I'm driven. Because it takes support to fight the demons. And we want to give that support. But that's why I'm driven. Because one of our veterans, one of our brothers or sisters that loses hope, that has no place to turn, and I'm not saying other organizations aren't helping, but I think our approach is a little bit different and better, because we're going to give them that year. right? We're not going to stick them in here like cordwood. We're not here to make money off our brothers and sisters. We're not. There's no reason to do that.
Just going back to hope for a minute. Why do you think we lose hope? We're not the only community that has this issue. It is prevalent in law enforcement, first responders, the medical field. I mean, doctors are a high suicide rate, dentists are a high suicide rate. But just overall, in your experience as a medic in doing this so far, why do we lose hope?
Because we see the worst of men.
Yeah.
We see death, destruction, terminally ill patients. We see that. And that really hits the psyche. Yeah. Growing up, raised in a church, right? First time down range, me and God got in a fight, man. I'm not gonna lie. When I worked my fingers to the bone to try to save this soldier's life, and I ended up zipping up the body bag. That was tough. But you know what? That was my job.
Yeah.
Okay. But me and God, my father and I, we had an argument. And I think that's how we lose hope. Our facility here, it's 20 acres. As said before show, I wish I had the bandwidth to actually take people down to the whole property. But I'm still trying to figure out how to get all the Wi-Fi out 20 acres. And again, we're on limited budget, so I just can't hire somebody. Hey, I want Wi-Fi out there.
So you have the drive and ambition to do this. You're going to house 12 veterans and 2 veterans and their families, and you're going to offer other services at Fort Operating Base Rush.
Mm-hmm.
We're with Brian Gibson, a U.S. Army veteran, who is putting this all together. Where do you stand right now in terms of being able to launch? How far away from you from being able to, get started, or are you almost there? I'm just curious.
Well, that's a tough one.
Okay.
Okay. How far are we? Well, we have the architect. Pro bono work, right? That's this little thing behind me, right?
Fantastic.
We have the construction company.
Okay.
We got every piece of this puzzle put together. And we got volunteers that will come in and help flush out the rooms, the walls, the light stuff inside. But this building sat vacant for 10 years.
Oh.
Okay. We got to put in a commercial kitchen because this little kitchen they were using for the daycare just isn't going to be big enough.
Right.
Right. So there's things that we have to get done. Right now, to get the roof fixed, the dining hall built, the major structure that has to happen. Yeah, we got to raise about $800,000 just for that. Can it be done? Of course. We sit in meetings every day. We have our ambassadors out there beating the streets. 3 months ago, we turned down $2 million. Everybody goes, "Why did you turn down $2 million?"
What? I'm getting ready to ask the same thing, Brian. Why would you turn down that means you go to the finish line faster.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so lay this on.
You ready? It's called integrity. We are faith-based scripture led, right?
You have told me that, and you said that several times in other outlets. Yes.
Yep. Guy come in, hey, do this, but you can't give out these.
He wouldn't support you at all because you hand out Bibles.
Yep.
Okay, that's a first.
Welcome to the world.
If you didn't hand out Bibles, he was going to write you a check for $2 million.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was some more to it, but for the listeners, this is the main point right here. You know, the fact that we couldn't hold Bible studies, the fact that we couldn't talk about God at all on this in here. Well, and yeah, I will not throw him under the bus.
Sure.
But this was a veteran that has done very well for themselves and could do this. All I said was, I'll pray for you. That's all I can say, but I will not compromise. Our facilities, we believe in quality over quantity. Okay. When a veteran comes to our program, we're not going to beat them up about, oh, you got to attend this, you got to do this Bible study. No. Will it be offered? Of course. But it's the quality of the environment. It's the familyness. It's the, it's that family thing. It's that esprit de corps.
And your faith and doing this in a faith-based way is the bedrock of what you're trying to do here.
Yeah. Romans 15:13 is how we are. That's our motto. Hope.
Remind me, what's that verse say?
And see, now you're getting, I got a chaplain that does all that.
Well, I'll have my Bible right here in front of me, Brian.
Okay, hold on.
That's I think it's a good, if I'm trying to pull that out. See, this is, we do this live, folks. You're seeing this in action. We're Oscar Mike.
Yeah, this is it. There we are. Good old multitasking, right?
No,
May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by power of the Holy Spirit.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. I mean,
hope.
It is hope, and it's hope in a real way. And, there's an aspect here that I think is a differentiator. Is you're not just trying to provide, for lack of a better term, 3 hots and a cot. You're trying to feed their soul as well, it sounds like.
We're trying to feed their soul, their mind, their body, their soul. We already have plans for the gym. We're talking with another organization that will run our physical fitness facilities.
Yep.
We are talking with another organization that will run these employment, soft skill training, resume writing, job placement. This is a all-in-one exclusive thing. If a veteran wants to come here for a day, walk through the woods, sit by the pond, count the ducks, throw a line in the pond, catch a fish, come on, brother, sister, come on. If they want to hang out for a weekend because we're going to be doing a barbecue, or they just want to hang out, come on. But if they really want that help and that hand up, that step up, then it's the year-long program.
And it needs to be a year. Why? And we kind of talked about this before. In Housing First Initiative, it's 6 months. And by you know the 30th day, the 6th month, the 31st day is they're supposed to be out of the institution on their own. You're taking a year, which is twice that. What's your mind? What's your reasoning behind that?
Well, we already have lawyers lined up to help veterans with their disability, right? Things of that nature.
Yeah.
I got 10 pounds of titanium in my spine holding me together. It took the VA a year and a half to determine if it was service related. I'm like, the Army put it in there. Duh. So that's how we've kind of decided on that year, because a veteran may come in, I've already done the VA stuff, right? But maybe not. So, hey. And again, the electrical, plumbing, HVAC, all those other skill training that we are going to be bringing here, because we've already set up the partnerships. Most of those programs take a year to go through so you can get your certification. Right? This is when you step out, out of here, you're ready to go.
Nice. Nice. How can people help? You know, a lot of orgs can't quantify the help they need. You know, I believe you can, but how can someone sitting there at the $2 million level or $20 level, for instance, you know, help you out with your mission, Brian?
Again, we ask people for $22 a month. Go to our website, projectdiehard.org, hit the donate button, and it's right there. It's $22.44, right?
Yeah.
You get to, but that monthly donation is the biggest help we can get. We apply for grants.
Okay.
Trust me, I got grant writers. I love them to death because I beat them up. But a grant is not a guarantee.
No.
Okay. Share our mission. Project Diehard 22 on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. Because you know what? Somewhere out there is that person that can cut that $2 million check and just say, get to work. They don't want fame. They don't want fortune. They just want to help.
Right.
Okay. If you give $22 a month or $22,000 a month, in my eyes, you're still a patron. You're a patron. I personally, as the founder and president, do not know what people give. My accountant does. I don't. You want to know why?
I'm very curious, because usually that's not the response I get.
I'm a frail little human, sinner saved by grace, right?
Yeah.
The Bible tells me, and don't ask me to quote where it's at.
All right.
I know it. I am not to lift one man above another.
Well, there's several parables about that. Jesus taught that. Absolutely, yes. You're absolutely
right. But I'm a frail little human.
Yeah.
So if I know the information, when Travis comes in July and brings that big, I get that, right? I, as a frail little human, I'm going to say, oh, look at Travis. He gave this amount of money. Well, then I would be wrong.
I see.
Everybody is treated the same. They're a patron. Thank you. God bless you. One thing I put out to all of our patrons, you give $22 a month, you have the same right to come to any facility, because we're putting one of these in every state, and see where your money is going. I just got a caveat. Muck boots and work gloves.
Oh, you gonna put me to work, Ryan?
Hey, brother, if you're physically able, right, there is something that your talent can benefit this mission. It's not just digging ditches. right? It's
Right.
not. If you want to help, if you can't give money, volunteer.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I need somebody to, we want to start up a newsletter, right? I can't do that. So I need somebody that wants to take on that task. Doesn't have to be right here where I'm at. We got to remote everything nowadays. But I just need that person that cares about this mission, wants to help the mission, and is really good at the English language and doing a newsletter. Boom, done. I need IT people. There's just so much that people can do to help this mission. And it's not just the money. Do we need the money? Of course. Our little catch is your donation is our ammunition to fight the war on veteran suicide.
So I'm bringing up my little calculator here because math's not my forte. And $800,000 divided by 22
Mhm.
is about a little over 36,000 people.
Yeah.
And so what you're telling me is if we got 36,000 people to give $22 a month, you would be operational by the end of next year.
Courtney's birthday is November 15th.
Yeah.
Courtney Rush, who this property is named after. Would I love to be able to do the ribbon cutting and open this to the first veteran on November 15th? Yes. Yes, I would. That would just be, God, dude, you're bringing tears to my eyes if we can make that happen. Because we got everything in place.
Yeah.
We got everything in place except for that little thing called money. And I have all the faith in the world that God will provide. But I still got to do the work. He tells me that.
Oh, faith without works is dead.
Yeah. And works without faith is even worse.
Yeah. Yeah. So as we're, closing down here, Brian, it's a story of a veteran who sees a need, is trying to fill it. And the way I see it is the real angle here is the family and faith angle. A lot of programs do not base on family or faith. And I think that's pretty powerful. And the fact that you're willing to work with a veteran for a year to make sure they're truly ready to return to the world is key. $22 a month, ladies and gentlemen. I'll have the link in the show post for Oscar Mike Radio. You can go to the website and check it out. You can reach out to Brian. I am sure, Brian, there's somebody out there that would not have an issue with the faith-based component. I certainly don't. So, we're here to support. You talked about July 29th and 31st before we close down. What's that going to be?
Okay. Hope Stock.
Hope Stock. That's right. Yeah. Tell me about that.
It's called Hope Stock. Well, I'm wearing last year's event shirt right here. That's our Courtney Rush, right? It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday night, right? Chris Tice was here at the first one. He's coming back, motivational speaker, good God, related man, first responder, not a veteran, but he puts out that message of hope that, I just can't beat it. It's, we're working on a couple other. Friday night is inspirational. Come, we're going to have some good food. We're going to put some people on the stage that will lift you up, will celebrate God, all of his glory, and just have a good old revival type time. Saturday morning, that's where we're doing the poker runs and all the technical fundraising events, right? And we roll into Saturday night. Chris Turner, veteran country music Marine. He did the first show. He's coming back for the second. We're in the talks of getting a couple other veteran musicians to fill that. And we're going to have a good old time and just jam out at some good music and fellowship and relax and, you know, have a good time. And then Sunday morning is a remembrance ceremony for Courtney and all the other brothers and sisters we have lost to this war on suicide. We do a church service, and then it's thank you, have a nice day, and if we hang out and do some more fellowship, great. I mean, I'm here all the time for my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
But again, that's Hope Stock, man, in a nutshell right now. We're hoping to have the official warm-up flyer out first week of January.
Awesome.
Just got to lock down a couple more things. And again, if you are a veteran-owned business and you would like your logo on the back of that event shirt, reach out to me. We'll talk, because I'm all for promoting other veteran businesses.
Well, I'll be reaching out, Brian. I'll be reaching out about Oscar Mike Radio for certain.
Yeah, well, again, you come out, do a remote on it, I'll put your logo on the back, no problem. Again, it's not all about the money, it's working together.
I'll check my calendar. We'll see. We'll be in touch for certain. But I just want people to understand that you're not just, you know, idly sitting by praying, waiting for money to come in. You're out there grinding and hustling, and you're making phone calls. I mean, just an interest, full disclosure, folks, it's about, you know, it was like a little after 7 his time in the morning on a Sunday, and we're recording this because that's the time he had, and that's when we could do this. And he's been up since 4 o'clock doing this. So, you know, I respect that, Brian, I really do. And, you know, I'm a big action guy. Talk is cheap, action's not. So, you know, I want to see about, you know, getting you to that 36,000 number, getting people involved and getting you launched. Absolutely.
Oh, brother, if you do that, it would be such a blessing to us.
So, you know, you got my support.
Well, I will say one thing. January, we are bringing back our veterans breakfast.
Oh, nice.
We started it right before COVID, the little COVID, but we're going to be holding here at FOB Rush a veterans breakfast. We still got to figure out what day of the month we're going to do it. But again, veterans get to come eat for free. Civilians, they got to pay $10.
Well,
I know,
I mean, there was a pancake breakfast yesterday morning, and it was the same thing. You know, it was. I'm like, you know, if you can go out to the bar on a Friday night and buy a round of drinks, you can, you know, sport $10 to support something like this. So, anyway, again, yeah. I'm with Brian Gibson of Ford Operating Base Rush, Project Diehard. We have the links to what he is doing in the show. Hope to go out there in 2022 now that I'm starting to get motoring again. It's been a brutal year, Brian, but you know, we're on the move. We're Oscar Mike, and really see what you're doing and experience it firsthand. Thank you, sir.
Again, brother, I've seen your travel through this past year, and I'm not gonna lie, you've inspired me to keep going too.
I appreciate it.
Okay, there are days with this mission I just want to go, yeah, whatever. But no. I've seen you. So yeah.
Well, yeah. We can be there for each other in a really impactful way, and I want to see you succeed. And if you succeed, that means the veteran's life's being, you know, impacted properly. So just from the bottom of my heart, thank you for this time, and we'll see about getting you closer to that 800,000 number and launching for you know, Courtney.
Thank you very much, brother. If there's anything else that we can do for Oscar Mike, Just let us know and we'll do our best.
Well, as we say in Oscar Mike Radio, we are mission in flight. I'm again with Brian Gibson, a U.S. Army veteran, and he is the founder of Forward Operating Base Rush. You can find out more on his website. I'll have the link here. Brian, thank you again.
Thank you.